an equal. Blake misinterprets his kindness and catches feelings for him. During this, rumors about Ryan Reynolds being controlling come into play. The rumors are like he prefers Blake being more low-key, staying home raising the kids, working on her little lifestyle brand, and staying out of the limelight. Supposedly, Ryan Reynolds got uncomfortable with Blake working so closely with Justin.
Just want to be clear that you should not be the intimacy coordinator. You should definitely hire intimacy coordinators, which we did have. Thank goodness.
You were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen this?
I actually just saw it too. It was on Instagram yesterday, I think.
So Blake Lively's case against Justin Baldoni just blew up in her face after Justin's team dropped some new bombshell evidence proving Blake was cheating on Ryan Reynolds. It would turn out, at least that's what people are saying, that Blake started this whole thing as a Hail Mary to save her marriage with Ryan Reynolds. Ryan allegedly pressured her into filing the lawsuit, and he's the one that has apparently been ordering their PR team to put out all this damaging information about Justin Baldoni. The catch is that many of the things the Lively-Reynolds camp is putting out have very little to do with the case, and some of them are outright lies. So, is Blake Lively really just covering up the fact that she was sneaking around behind her husband's back? And is it true that Blake and Ryan Reynolds have started talking to divorce lawyers? Let's break it down.
You stand in the presence of Daenerys Stormborn of House Targaryen, rightful heir to the Iron Throne, rightful Queen of the Andals and the First Men, protector of the Seven Kingdoms, the mother of dragons, the Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea.
Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively have been going at each other's throats for the last few weeks, and now the whole case is basically a battle of who can drop the most shocking receipts about the other person. And so far, it looks like Justin is winning. He recently released a 6-minute voice note he sent to Blake while they were still working on the movie, and while it doesn't change the whole case, it does give us a whole lot more context about what was really going on between them. In fact, people are now straight up wondering if Blake lost her guard and fell for Justin, only for Justin to be like, "Nah, I'm good." Y'all know how people act a fool when they're hot for someone they shouldn't even be looking at. You know, like your boss and co-star? Word on the street is that Blake is feeling super embarrassed about the whole thing. Then there's her husband Ryan Reynolds, who is demanding answers because he can obviously tell that his wife is in love with someone else. And guys, that's how we found ourselves in this situation. Okay, before we go any further, let's quickly go over the basics of this legal drama for the people in the back who aren't caught up. So, it all started on December 20th, 2024, when Blake Lively sued Justin Baldoni, Wayfair Studios, the studio behind It Ends With Us movie, and Justin's publicist Jamie Heath and Steve Sarowitz. The document was an 80-page complaint where Blake accused Justin and others of violating her, breaching the terms of her contract, and creating a hostile working condition for her. She also accused Justin and the studio of launching a smear campaign against her. The day after this lawsuit was filed, the New York Times published a bombshell article titled, "We Can Bury Anyone Inside a Hollywood Smear Machine." The article basically put Justin and his team on blast for trying to silence Blake and make her look crazy so she wouldn't be able to talk about the she faced while filming It Ends With Us. However, Justin didn't just sit back and take it. He fired back in a $250 million libel lawsuit against the New York Times for its article about him. The lawsuit said the Times relied almost entirely on Lively's unverified and self-serving narrative, lifting it nearly verbatim while disregarding an abundance of evidence that contradicted her claims and exposed her true motives. But the Times did not care. Justin came through with receipts in the lawsuit, proving that Blake and the Times deliberately used text messages and email screenshots out of context to paint Justin in a negative light. Allegedly, they cut out things like emojis that gave context to some text messages, sometimes even cropping out parts of the text to push an agenda. In response, the New York Times doubled down, saying their story was meticulously and responsibly reported. But Justin didn't stop at suing the Times. He also clapped back at Blake, and even dragged her husband, Ryan Reynolds, into it by filing a $400 million countersuit against them for defamation and extortion. Justin claimed that he was being falsely accused of shit, and that Blake falsified stories that she had calculatingly devised, and made him a scapegoat when she was faced with negative press. Justin also claimed that Blake and Ryan hijacked the production. And then things took a wild turn when Justin's team released more of the voice note. It wasn't just about apologizing for the script. It turns out Justin was trying to make it clear that there was nothing romantic between him and Blake. He even mentioned how uncomfortable he felt about their interactions, and how he wanted to set clear boundaries moving forward. This revelation shocked a lot of people because, up until this point, Blake had been painting Justin as the one who was making her uncomfortable. But now, with this voice recording, some fans started wondering if it was actually the other way around. Ryan Reynolds, of course, wasn't happy about any of this. Sources close to him claimed that he felt betrayed by Blake for even entertaining the idea of being involved with Justin in any way beyond a professional relationship. And now, rumors are flying that Ryan has been in contact with divorce lawyers, trying to figure out his next steps. So what do you think? Was Blake really just trying to protect herself? Or was she using this lawsuit as a smokescreen to cover up her own mistakes? And what does this mean for her marriage with Ryan Reynolds? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Didn't outrightly say it, she was kind of making it clear to Justin that if he didn't agree to her suggestions, she would make sure he paid for it because she has the support of her quote-unquote dragons. So this is where Justin is coming from when he sends that voice note to Blake, where he says,
"Hey Blake, it is 2 a.m. Hopefully this does not wake you up. Whew. Wow, there's so much I want to say to you, and I hope that we can FaceTime or see each other in person soon and get to talk more. But I'm just gonna send you a few thoughts, and hopefully it's not gonna be more than a few minutes. But I don't have the best track record. I don't think either one of us have the best track record for our voice memos. I want to start with an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank, and I'm really sorry. I for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that, and the way you framed it, and how that made you feel. I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. That takes a lot of trust and vulnerability, and I feel really grateful that you feel safe enough to tell me that that's how you feel and share that with me. And I'm really sorry. I f***ed up. That is a fail on my part. One thing you should know about me is I will admit and apologize when I fail. I am far from perfect. I am a very flawed man, as my wife will attest. And and I'm gonna f*** up. I'm gonna say the wrong thing. I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. I'm gonna piss you off probably, but I will always apologize and find my way back to center. That is one thing I can assure you of. And I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That must have felt terrible. And I will for sure do better. That was not my best weekend, and I should have given it more time. And damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt and they knew that. And we should all have friends like that, aside from the fact that they're two of the most creative people on the planet. The three of you guys together, it's unbelievable. Talk about energy and just a force, all three of you.
Now, you can clearly hear Justin owning up to what he did and apologizing to Blake for hurting her feelings. Something he didn't need to do because he was the director of the show and she was just an actress. So he really didn't have to take her suggestions on the movie script. But here's the thing. People couldn't help pointing out the fact that Justin kept talking about their chemistry, but at the same time, it also sounded like he was trying to keep himself in check so he wouldn't sound disrespectful to her. A lot of people felt like Justin and Blake definitely had something extra going on behind the scenes. Maybe not exactly an affair, but something more than just a co-worker or employer-employee relationship. Now, as we said earlier, the running theory among internet detectives is that Blake caught feelings for Justin big time, and when Ryan found out, she panicked and threw Justin under the bus. It explains why Justin was able to debunk some of the claims she made against him easily.